When a woman chooses to walk away, let her leave. Don't beg. Don't chase. Don't crumble into pieces as if your world has ended. If she could look at your soul, see your worth, feel your loyalty, and still decide to walk away, then her chapter in your book is finished. The truth is, love is not proven by clinging, it is proven by strength. The moment you beg someone to stay, you lower your own value. You become a prisoner of what has already betrayed you. Let her go with grace, with silence, with dignity, because if her love was real, she would have never put you in a position where you have to question it. Every man must understand, life is not about who walks away from you, it's about who chooses to stand beside you when the storm hits. A queen does not abandon her king when the castle shakes. So do not fear loss. Fear losing yourself. The pain of letting her leave is temporary, but the power you gain from respecting yourself lasts forever. And when you rise from the ashes, you will see she didn't walk away from you. She walked away from the man she could never break. Respect yourself above begging for someone's presence. That one truth can rewrite your entire life if you truly let it sink in. Too many people waste their strength chasing someone who has already shown them that they no longer value what is being given. They plead, they compromise their dignity, they throw away their own power just for a few moments of borrowed affection. But here's the reality. If you have to beg someone to stay, they are already gone. Their heart has already closed, their loyalty's already shifted, and the connection has already died. What you are clinging to is not love. It is fear of being alone. And that fear will strip away every ounce of strength you possess. Respect is not something you give away. It is something you command through how you carry yourself. When you lower yourself to desperation, you are telling the world that your worth is negotiable, that your soul can be bargained for the comfort of someone's half-hearted attention. But true power lies in the refusal to compromise who you are. When someone decides to walk away, you let them, not because you don't care, not because you feel nothing, but because you know your value is greater than their absence. Every second spent begging someone to remain in your life is a second wasted from building yourself into the kind of person no one dares to leave. The truth is, people don't abandon those they deeply respect. They don't walk away from someone who stands tall, who radiates strength, who knows their own worth. If she leaves, it means she saw an opportunity to go. That alone is proof that her presence was not rooted in unshakable love. So why would you demean yourself by trying to convince her of something that should have been undeniable from the start? Self-respect is the foundation of every strong man and woman. Without it, you become a shadow of who you are meant to be, bending under the weight of someone else's choices. With it, you become untouchable. When you respect yourself, you don't chase validation, you create it. You don't cling, you command. You don't beg, you choose. Life is not about keeping people who do not want to be kept. It is about becoming so powerful, so whole, that only those who truly belong can remain in your orbit. Understand this, people can sense desperation. And nothing kills attraction, admiration, or loyalty faster than the stench of neediness. Begging someone to stay is like telling them you cannot survive without them. And the moment you project that weakness, you hand over your power. But when you respect yourself, when you stand firm and say, if you want to go, go, you shift the energy. You show the world that you're not afraid of loss because you know you are the prize. That confidence will shake the very ground people walk on. Pain will come, no doubt. Watching someone walk away is never easy. But pain is not the enemy, weakness is. Pain will fade with time, but if you destroy your dignity by crawling, crying, and clinging, that stain will remain. Every time you look in the mirror, you will remember that you betrayed yourself. And betrayal of self is the deepest wound of all. But if you endure the pain with your head high, if you allow the storm to rage while you remain unshaken, you will come out the other side transformed. Pain will forge you into steel, and your respect for yourself will be the armor no betrayal can pierce. Life will always test you with people who do not see your worth. They will come, they will go, they will leave scars, but scars are proof that you healed, not proof that you were broken. Every departure is an opportunity to rise higher, to cut away what was holding you down and to evolve into someone stronger, sharper, more disciplined. And when you finally become that version of yourself, you will look back and laugh at the moments you ever considered begging anyone to stay. Respect yourself above begging for someone's presence. Because the world bends to those who know their value. When you radiate strength, people will either rise to meet you or remove themselves, and both outcomes are victories. Do not fear being alone, for solitude is where greatness is born. In silence, in self-respect, in the refusal to compromise, you discover who you truly are. And when you know who you are, you will never again lower yourself for the fleeting comfort of someone else's approval. Let them leave. Respect yourself enough to stand tall, because the one who truly belongs in your life will never force you to beg. They will fight to stay. Love is proven in loyalty, not words. Anyone can say they love you. Words are cheap. They flow easily from the lips of those who crave attention, desire comfort, or simply enjoy the sound of their own promises. But words without action are hollow echoes. They fade into the air, leaving behind nothing but confusion and false hope. Real love does not need constant speeches. It does not thrive on rehearsed lines or poetic illusions. Real love is seen in what someone does when it is inconvenient, when it is difficult, when it costs them something. Loyalty is the heartbeat of love, and without it, the word love is nothing more than noise. Think about it. Anyone can whisper, "I love you" when the sun is shining and everything feels easy. Anyone can smile at you, hold your hand, and speak sweet words when life is comfortable. But true love is tested in the storm, when everything falls apart, when temptation calls, when loyalty demands sacrifice. Only then is love revealed. If someone loves you, they will not abandon you when trials come. They will not vanish when someone more exciting crosses their path. They will not betray you for pleasure, convenience, or selfish gain. Their love will anchor them to loyalty, because love without loyalty is not love. It is entertainment. Loyalty is not glamorous. It doesn't always sparkle. It is built in quiet decisions day after day. It is choosing to stay faithful when no one is watching. It is choosing to fight for the bond when giving up seems easier. It is choosing to honor someone even when your emotions fluctuate, even when the fire of passion cools. Real loyalty is commitment beyond feeling. It is action beyond words. That is why it is rare, and that is why it is the only true measure of love. Many people fall into the trap of believing words over actions. They cling to phrases, they replay confessions in their heads, they tell themselves, "But they said they loved me." And yet, those same people endure betrayal, abandonment, disrespect, and lies. Why? Because they believed words instead of demanding loyalty. Love cannot be proven in what is spoken. It is proven in what is chosen. A loyal heart doesn't need to speak much. It simply shows up again and again, proving itself in silence. The dangerous part about relying on words is that it blinds you to reality. Someone can say, "I love you" while planning to hurt you. Someone can whisper forever while secretly preparing to leave. But loyalty cannot be faked. You cannot pretend to be consistent. You cannot fake sacrifice for long. You cannot act like you care when your choices reveal otherwise. Loyalty exposes the truth every time. If you want to measure someone's love, watch their actions in your absence. Do they protect your name when you are not in the room? Do they keep your promises when no one is holding them accountable? Do they stay committed when tested by desire, opportunity, or difficulty? If the answer is no, then the love they profess is worthless. Because real love will not sell you out. Real love will not betray you when tested. Real love is proven when it costs something to remain loyal. Loyalty is also not just about staying, it's about staying right. Many people stay in relationships but bring poison into them. They stay while lying, they stay while cheating, they stay while disrespecting. That is not loyalty, that is convenience. True loyalty is choosing not only to remain physically, but also emotionally, mentally, and spiritually committed. It is standing firm not just in presence, but in principle. When you understand this, you will no longer be fooled by empty promises. You will stop believing every word that drips from lips and start paying attention to consistency. You will value action over speech, loyalty over declarations, presence over promises. And when you adopt this mindset, you will never again be deceived by those who talk big but act small. It is better to have one loyal person by your side than 100 who shower you with words. Loyalty is unshakable. It endures time, distance, trials, and storms. Words may excite you for a moment, but loyalty sustains you for a lifetime. And when you find someone who proves their love in loyalty, you will know it without them needing to say much. Their actions will speak louder than any sentence ever could. So remember this, do not ask someone if they love you. Watch how they treat you when no one is watching. Do not beg for words, look for loyalty. Because words can lie, but loyalty never does. And in the end, love without loyalty is nothing but a performance. True love is silent, steadfast, proven in choices, and loyal until the end. True strength is shown in silence and dignity. The world often teaches you that power is loud, that you must roar to be respected, that you must always respond, argue, defend, and fight with words to prove your worth. But real strength does not scream. It doesn't need to. Real strength is quiet. It is the calmness in your eyes when others try to provoke you. It is the stillness in your soul when chaos surrounds you. It is the refusal to let anger, bitterness, or desperation steal your composure. Silence and dignity are the weapons of the truly powerful because they cannot be faked and they cannot be broken by noise. Anyone can shout, anyone can argue, anyone can throw insults or beg for attention. That is weakness disguised as strength. It is insecurity demanding to be heard. But when you choose silence in the face of betrayal, in the face of disrespect, in the face of loss, you rise above the level of those who tried to drag you down. Dignity is not about arrogance. It is about holding on to your self-respect when everything in you wants to lash out. It is about saying, I know my worth, and I don't need to lower myself to prove it. That is strength. Silence is not weakness. It is discipline. It is the control of your emotions when others lose theirs. It is the decision to walk away from battles not worth fighting. It is the ability to let someone talk, lie, or insult without giving them the satisfaction of a reaction. The strongest people are not the loudest in the room. They are the ones whose presence speaks for them, whose actions carry more weight than words ever could. Think about it. When someone disrespects you, your instinct might be to shout back, to fight, to prove your point. But what happens? You lower yourself to their level, you drain your energy, and you give them power over your emotions. But when you remain silent, when you hold your head high and move with dignity, you deny them control. You show them that their words cannot shake you, their betrayal cannot break you, and their actions cannot define you. Silence in that moment is the loudest response you could ever give. Dignity is also about knowing when to let go without a scene. When someone chooses to leave, you do not beg, you do not argue, you do not humiliate yourself to keep them. You let them go with your head held high because you understand that holding on to someone who does not want to stay is not strength, it is weakness. True power lies in allowing loss without losing yourself. People respect the man or woman who can face pain, rejection, or betrayal with calmness because it shows that their identity is not built on others, but on themselves. The world is full of noise, arguments, drama, chaos. Weak people are addicted to this noise because they need validation. They need to be heard. They need constant attention. But strong people thrive in silence because they are secure in who they are. They don't need to shout their worth. It radiates naturally. They don't need to defend themselves against lies. The truth will always surface. They don't need to fight over every insult because they know insults only stick to those who doubt themselves. Silence is proof of self-mastery, and dignity is proof of self-respect. Do not mistake silence for cowardice. Sometimes silence is the sharpest blade. Walking away with dignity destroys your enemy far more than screaming ever could. It leaves them powerless, confused, wondering why they couldn't break you. They wanted a reaction. They wanted to see you crack. They wanted to control your emotions, but you gave them nothing but silence. That silence is not weakness, it is dominant. True strength is also shown in dignity, because dignity demands consistency. It means never lowering your standards just to fit in. It means not crawling back to those who betrayed you. It means not begging for validation. It means carrying yourself with respect even when no one is watching. Dignity is how you prove to yourself that you value who you are more than anyone's approval. And when you live this way, people notice. They may not admit it, but they respect it. Life will test you with moments where your silence and dignity are the only weapons you have. You will be betrayed, insulted, abandoned, mocked. The weak will lash out, the broken will beg, the insecure will scream. But you, if you choose strength, you will remain calm, you will hold your head high, you will not beg, you will not crumble, you will not lose yourself. You will walk away with dignity, and in doing so, you will win the battle without ever swinging a punch. So remember, true strength is not in words, but in restraint, not in noise, but in silence. Not in desperation, but in dignity. Anyone can shout, but only the strong can stay quiet. Anyone can fight dirty, but only the strong can walk away clean. Let your silence speak. Let your dignity shine. Because in a world full of chaos, the one who remains calm is the one who truly holds the power. Pain fades, but self-respect builds unshakable power. At some point in life, everyone experiences heartbreak, betrayal, disappointment, and loss. Pain is unavoidable. It is part of the human condition. But what separates the weak from the strong is how they choose to carry that pain. Weakness allows pain to define you, to bury you, to turn you into a shadow of yourself. Strength allows pain to shape you, refine you, and teach you. Pain is temporary, but what remains permanent is the way you choose to treat yourself through it. If you sacrifice your self-respect to avoid pain, you create a wound that never heals. If you protect your dignity, no matter how much it hurts, you build a power that cannot be shaken. Self-respect is not just about pride, it's the foundation of who you are. When you betray yourself by crawling, begging, or lowering your standards just to ease the sting of loss, you may temporarily escape the pain, but you destroy the one thing that gives you strength, your own honor. You trade eternal power for fleeting comfort. And when the comfort fades, you are left weaker than before. But if you endure the pain with your head high, if you refuse to compromise your worth, even in the darkest moment, you gain something priceless, you gain self-respect, and that is the seed of unshakable power. Pain always fades, time erases the sharp edges. What felt unbearable one day becomes a faint memory another. The human heart is resilient. It learns to adapt, to heal, to move forward. But if you destroy your self-respect in the process, time cannot restore that for you. It is your responsibility to protect it. Because without it, no amount of healing can make you whole again. Self-respect is the shield that carries you through storms, the inner voice that reminds you who you are when others try to make you forget. People often confuse relief with healing. They think that getting someone back after begging for them or numbing themselves through distractions is healing. But that relief is temporary, it is shallow, and it eventually collapses. True healing comes when you can look back at your pain and know you never betrayed yourself while enduring it. That knowledge that no matter who left, who betrayed, who hurt you, you never lost your dignity, is what builds a foundation stronger than any storm. Consider this. Life will always test you with moments where holding your head high feels impossible. You will be tempted to beg for someone's return, to compromise your principles, to settle for less than you deserve, all because the pain feels unbearable. But pain is not forever. If you surrender your self-respect in those moments, you are choosing permanent weakness for temporary relief. The price is too high. A day will come when the pain no longer controls you, but the memory of how you disrespected yourself will still haunt you. That shame cuts deeper than any heartbreak. Self-respect, on the other hand, grows stronger every time you choose it over desperation. When you refuse to beg, you train your soul to stand tall. When you refuse to settle for lies or half love, you remind yourself of your worth. When you walk away from situations that insult your dignity, even if it hurts, you prove to yourself that your value cannot be diminished by anyone else's actions. And each time you do this, you become more powerful. That power does not come from others, it comes from within. It is unshakable because it cannot be taken, only surrendered. Pain also teaches you discipline, it teaches you patience, it teaches you that not every wound must be fixed immediately. Some wounds exist to make you stronger, to burn away weakness, to force you to rise. If you face pain with dignity, it transforms you. It strips away the illusions of love built on words, of friendships built on convenience, of validation built on lies. Pain reveals who truly belongs in your life, and more importantly, it reveals the strength that belongs in you. And once you have self-respect, you become untouchable. Betrayal may sting, rejection may hurt, loss may break your heart, but none of it can destroy you. Because your foundation is not built on someone else's presence. It is built on your own honor. That is why the most powerful people in the world are not those who never felt pain, but those who endured it without losing themselves. They walked through fire, but they refused to crawl. They cried in silence, but they never begged. They carried scars, but they carried them with pride. Pain will always fade. Time guarantees that. But the question is, when it fades, will you still have your self-respect? If you held on to it, then every scar becomes a badge of honor, every wound becomes proof of strength, and every loss becomes a lesson that fuels your rise. But if you lost it, if you threw away your dignity for temporary relief, you will forever carry regret, heavier than the pain itself. So guard your self-respect with everything you have. Let the pain do its work, let it hurt, let it burn, but never let it break your dignity. Because when the pain fades, and it always does, the self-respect you kept will stand as a monument inside you, building a power that cannot be bought, stolen, or destroyed. That power is unshakable, and it will carry you to heights you never imagined. Pain is temporary, but self-respect is forever. And so when life tests you with heartbreak, betrayal, or the sting of loss, remember this truth. The pain you feel today will not last forever. It will burn, it will ache, it will make you question everything, but it will not stay. What will stay is the way you handled yourself in the fire. Did you crawl? Did you beg? Did you throw away your own worth just to avoid the hurt? Or did you stand tall, hold on to your dignity, and walk through the storm knowing your value is greater than your suffering? That choice defines the person you become. Pain will fade, but self-respect will remain carved into your soul, giving you strength that cannot be shaken, stolen, or broken. Every scar becomes proof of survival, every tear becomes fuel for greatness, and every loss becomes a lesson that refined you. You do not become powerful by escaping pain. You become powerful by facing it without losing yourself. So endure, stand tall, protect your dignity at all costs. Because when the pain finally passes, the man or woman who refused to break will rise unstoppable, armed with self-respect that no one can ever take away.